My topic is emotional regulation. First, what are emotions? An emotion is a feeling or effect that occurs when a person is in a state or an interaction that is important to him or her, especially to his or her well-being. There are two types of emotions, positive and negative emotions. Some examples of positive emotions are enthusiasm, joy, and love, where negative ones are anger, sadness, anxiety, and guilt. Children's experiences can help influence their emotions. To become emotional competent, a child has to develop a number of skills in social contacts. This helps children manage their emotions and handle stressful circumstances more effectively and have more positive relationships. Here's a chart from our book found on page 292. It shows some skills and examples of those skills. Next, we need to examine what emotional regulations are. It is defined as a person's ability to provide adequate control over his or her emotional responses. This process is a developmental achievement. It has to be learned. The stages of emotions and emotional regulations that I will discuss are infancy, early childhood, and middle and late childhood. In infancy, there are two types of emotions. The first one is primary emotions. These start in the first 6 months and show the infant's interest, joy, and sadness. Self-conscious is the second type of emotion. This is where the infant develops self-awareness, the sense of me. It includes jealousy, embarrassment, and pride. Researchers seem to argue if and when infants experience jealousy. Some common expressions of infants are crying, smiling, and fear. There are 3 different types of crying: basic, anger, and pain. An infant can display a reflexive smile or a social smile. During the second year, smiling increases in infants due to positive interactions with parents and peers. Lastly, infants have 2 types of fear: stranger anxiety and separation protest. Stranger anxiety is the fear of strangers, and separation protest is when the child becomes upset when caregiver leaves. Emotional regulation will gradually develop in the first year. It allows them to have the ability to minimize the intensity and duration of emotional reactions. Caregivers can help infants with this task in many ways. According to Elizabeth Nelson, the Director of Research for the Center on Infant Mental Health and Development at the University of Washington, this is a process of development. By talking, smiling, and comforting an infant, it will help the infant learn to regulate emotions. It gives the infant a learning experience of calming down. Also, it makes the infant feel safe. As time goes by, infants will be able to regulate their emotions by themselves, by redirecting their attention or distracting themselves. At the age of 2, they can start talking to express their emotions. In early childhood, the ability to feel a range of emotions increases as the child's self-awareness grows. Children at this age are influenced by their parents' responses to their behavior. An example would be of a child feeling guilty after his or her parent stated, "You should feel bad about biting your sister." At this stage, children also start understanding emotions better. They know that certain situations cause certain emotions and that specific emotions are indicated by facial expressions. The increase of vocabulary used to describe emotions increases between the ages of 2 and 4. They start learning about the causes and consequences of feelings. Around ages 4 to 5, children have the ability to reflect on emotions. They start understanding that one event can cause different feelings for different people. Also, their awareness of managing their emotions grows. By age 5, children identify emotions in challenging situations and have strategies to cope. During early childhood, regulating emotions is a key role in managing demands and conflicts when interacting with others. Parents have an important role in helping children regulate emotions. There are 2 types of parenting dealing with emotional regulation. Emotion coaching is where the parent monitors the child's emotions. They view negative emotions as an opportunity to teach their child, help them label the emotion, and find a way to deal with the problem. An emotion-dismissing parent denies, ignores, or changes the negative emotion. Emotions have a strong role in determining a child's peer relationship. Moody and negative children have a higher chance of being rejected by peers, while positive children are more popular. Next are some tips on how to become an emotion coach. First, you need to understand how you handle feelings. Second, use your child's negative emotions as a chance to teach and become closer with them. Also, you need to be an understanding listener. Next, validate your child's feelings. And lastly, label the emotion and help your child find possible solutions. The emotional changes during middle and late childhood basically just increases in ability. Understanding of emotions and multiple emotions can experience in one situation increases. Also, they have the ability to hide negative emotions and use strategies for changing their emotions. As they grow older, children's abilities to do these tasks increase. Some tips for helping children involved in traumatic events are reassuring them of their safety. Let them retell you of the events. Discuss their feelings and help them understand what exactly happened. Knowing children's emotions and how they control them is very important for us as future teachers to understand, so we can control our classroom and have a positive environment. Here are the resources that I used for this presentation.